Well, this video is going to be a little bit more personal than a lot of the other videos that you've seen. What I want to share with you is an experience that I had watching a sheep on our property give birth to a new baby. I live with my daughter on somewhat of a small farm, and she has a sheep that yesterday went into labor. So I grabbed my camera and went out there. She was uncomfortable, as you can tell. Eventually the hooves, a couple of the hooves emerged a bit, and then as she continued to move around, she got even more uncomfortable and actually stood up and started wandering just a little bit. And then you saw the baby's head come out, and then the rest of the sheep was born. And she was attentive to the new baby, and she continued to take care of it, started cleaning up around its face and mouth. And as we continued to watch, the baby looked like she was struggling to try to get her feet underneath her, and you saw her take just her first couple little steps. She moved, a little bit farther away from the pen, a couple steps, and then she kind of flopped back on the ground. I came back earlier this morning and took a few shots of her just wandering around along with her mom. Obviously she'd gotten better at walking, but you could tell she was still quite a bit wobbly. She's only 24 hours old, and still learning the very, very basics of just being born and being a sheep, and learning how to walk and move around. And it was really neat to see. And what I want to do is I want to liken that today to some leadership principles. Managers need to understand that the people that are put in their care are learning their jobs. They're taking their first steps sometimes into the business world. They might have just graduated from college. So just like that newly born lamb, they're learning to take steps. And as they get a little bit stronger, they're learning to take a little bit bigger steps, and maybe even learn how to run and be able to do more for the business as they learn more about the business. And really, a lot of that is up to the manager to share enough about the business so that they can learn and can grow and are given meaningful opportunities to gather information where they can then contribute. Some of our employees that might be in the middle of their career are concerned about their new children at home and taking care of their families, making sure that their mortgage gets paid. They need to come to work feeling safe, feeling secure about their job. And the micromanaging manager would not be a manager that person wants to work for, because they want to feel safe. They want to feel like they're being prepared for that next step to move forward and to move up the ladder, so to speak. Whereas the micromanager will seek to just keep you there. Most of my work is done in the software industry. I work for an aerospace company, and I work with our internal software developers to develop products for finance in particular. And what I find there is that I've seen some managers that are just micromanagers, and their people end up becoming just widgets that get put in a place to do a specific task. When they hire, they're only concerned about the skills they've already acquired. When they have them in their work group, they're only concerned about their skills currently and not concerned about them developing any additional skills. The micromanager, who is only concerned about getting their kudos and getting their tasks done so that they can look good to their senior management, is only going to be concerned about seeing that person until they're no longer useful. And that person then becomes discarded, sent away, go quickly, get your next assignment and get out of here. And, it's really sad. Then on the other end of that spectrum, there's the transformational leader who knows that this period of time that they are working with that particular person is only a time that they have together to develop them for their next position. Those managers understand that giving opportunities to learn and to grow is just a part of their stepping stone, the step that they're in right now to get to that next step. And thus, they work on constantly developing that individual and constantly working with that individual to ensure that they can take that next step and move forward. You find managers who are very successful are usually the ones that you want to be around. So when I'm working for a manager, whether it be a senior manager because I'm managing people, or whether I'm just a first line person and reporting to a manager, those managers that I want to be around are the people who want me to be around and want me to be successful and like to see me with a smiling face in the morning and share with them the good things that are happening in and outside of work. So, when you see a new lamb being born, it's kind of neat to reflect on the fact that that sheep will grow up and get stronger and continue to move on. Possibly, if it's a female, have sheep of her own. And that's a neat thing to behold. And what you want is you want your people, when they're first line people, to grow up hopefully in their discipline to be a manager someday and have people that they manage on their own, and that they'll be good transformational type of leaders rather than just micromanagers. Thanks for watching Fearless Leadership. Appreciate you. Hope to see you again. If you enjoyed the content that you saw today and would like to help me grow the channel, hover your mouse over my picture to the left and click on subscribe. There are also other videos showing on the screen that you might enjoy.